Baby prawn, baby prawn.
Well, don't sing.
I love how neither of us are words of affirmation. That's why we're so mean to each other.
You are within your right to use it, and they are within their right to not use it. What the hell? What the hell?
Are you unwell? Who? What? I'm so confused right now.
Half of the ashes of a dead cat that's not your cat. Push a
You
bit
sound
more.
like a good egg, but good eggs get broken.
You're through to 1-800-DRAMA,
The show where you share your biggest dilemmas.
and we help you navigate them.
I'm Shaaba.
And I'm Jamie.
Come join us as we help people figure out if they are the drama.
Because sometimes you just need an outside perspective.
And we can all expand our own mindsets along the way.
Wait, am I the drama?
Happy New Year, Jamie.
Happy New Year, Shaaba Baba Baba.
And Happy New Year, Peaches. I hope you brought in 2026 with a bang.
Or a nice nap. I don't know.
Or a bang.
A nice snack. Oh, a tasty snack. Get it? Get it?
So wholesome.
What? I'd call you a tasty snack.
I hope 2026 is already treating you well, and I hope that going forward it continues to bring you love, laughter, and so much joy. That sounded like a really good little Hallmark card there, didn't I?
It did, yeah. And I hope 2026 brings that for you too, my little Hallmark card.
Thank you.
Hallmark
Thank you very
movie.
much. I'm one of those shit Christmas films now, am I?
Yeah, but you love them.
I'm a motivational poster. I do carry that mum energy. I used to try and push against it, but it's not worth it.
Today is yesterday's tomorrow.
Yesterday's tomorrow. It is.
I'm hoping that 2026 is going to be the year of the ducks in a row coming together.
Oh, yes. I love that.
Does that make sense?
I feel like 2025, let's just be real, was a bad year.
Hot mess.
Hot friggin' mess. Not for us personally, just for the world.
Just a hot stew.
But I'm seeing the world heal a little bit. More importantly, I'm seeing the world touch grass more. Is that fair to say? There's still dumpster fires.
Yeah.
There's still a lot going on, but I feel like people are really prioritizing self-care.
Yeah.
And
Pseudo-cramming that rash.
sure, aloe vera, blocking those Instagram screens so that we can spend some more time on the things that are important. People are slowing down. And last year for us, 2025, was definitely a time of
Rejigging.
rejigging. I love that. Yes, a little jiggy jiggy.
Taking okay. Taking the little blocks and swapping them around and chucking
Yeah.
out the ones that aren't doing as good anymore.
And not doing us good for our hearts, not for our
And our
wallets,
boobs.
not for our
Or at least yours.
status or whatever, but for our hearts. And I'm so excited for the legwork that we put in place. I'm excited to reap the fruit that comes from the seeds that we sowed in 2025.
Oh, okay. We're
The
growing
soul
those
fruit.
crops.
The soul fruit. That's cute. It's a good metaphor.
Yeah, what would it smell like?
You tell me, Mr. Metaphor Moment.
Strawberries. I like strawberries.
Jamie's metaphor moment.
Right, don't we have a red flag, green flag to get on with?
We do. You ready? Red flag, green flag, Shaaba.
Hit me.
What the hell was that? All right, Alvin. Teaching your romantic partner how to speak your love language. This was sent in by Peach. Thank you, Fairy3648.
Thank you, Fairy. Teaching your romantic partner.
Your love language.
Massive green flag.
Green. The greeniest green.
The greenest of
Alphabet green
flags.
flag.
Yes.
Put alphabet on a pole. That is the flag for this one.
I'll kill Alphabet and stick her on a pole. That's how green this flag
Yeah.
is. Yeah. I love this. I think we need to do it more. I think it should be government mandated.
Okay.
We definitely need just more open communication. And I don't think there's anything wrong in letting someone know how to love you better. The fact that we as a society have gone down some route of feeling like, no, the appropriate thing to do, the sign of a good partner, is for someone to guess this of me is really, really dumb.
Buy me snacks.
Snacks your love language. Jamie's love language, takeaway. No. Well, yes, takeaway, soda, words of affirmation, acts of service, gifts. No, I'm not
Slippers.
order. Slippers. It is those things, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
words of affirmation, gifts, physical touch, quality time, and
Acts of service.
acts of service. Those are the 5 love languages.
Yeah.
What are your love languages? Just in case some Peaches don't
Well,
know.
I think my first and foremost is gifts.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be like a big present. It could just be like someone making some cookies, or like, that is actually quite a big present. You know what I mean? Like just in the shop adding on a little yogurt,
It's
that
just
I
what
like.
you respond to. We don't choose
Yeah.
our love languages. It's just what we happen to
I know, I
feel
just-
so satiated by.
It's also the way I show love.
It is.
And then acts of service, which is mostly how I show love. I prefer to use it as a
And
showing
with gifts
rather
as
than
well. It's the same.
Yeah.
Whereas for me, it's physical touch and quality time.
Yeah.
I love how neither of us are words of affirmation. That's why we're so mean to each other.
But we're also really opposite, but we've made it work.
Yeah, yeah. But it's because we have those conversations as well. I definitely could do better at getting you more gifts because it's like that's the most minuscule of my love languages. I have to put in real effort to be like, no, Jamie appreciates this. Remember to buy something. I have to put it on my to-do list. But I do.
Yeah.
Not as often as I want to, but I do. And when I go to the shops, I'll buy you tiny little extra things, you know,
Thank
like from the
you.
grocery store and stuff.
And I could hug you more.
Look at that. Look at that healthy comms right there. I really think we need that. And especially in January. Because I read this week that dry January is dry in more ways than one. If you know what I mean.
Oh, really? Lots of thirst out there.
Oh, yes. Thirsty January indeed. Especially compared to December. Do you remember I was telling you? This fact blew my mind. I think there's around 40% more steamy online searches in Christmas week than in the entire year.
Oh, yeah, I remember the Cheeks newsletter.
Yeah, Han, this is a good time actually to say a big thank you to Cheeks for sponsoring today's
Thank you.
episode. Thank you, thank you. We've partnered with Cheeks a couple times now, and I always get such great feedback from the 18 plus peaches about how wonderful they are, how accessible, how ethical, how inclusive they are. I love it.
For sure. But for those of you who don't happen to know what you're talking about, do you want to give us a little reminder of what Cheeks is?
Of course, Cheeks is a sexual wellness platform, and they offer 3 menus for you to peruse and have a little taste.
Oh, dishy.
One is a video library of intimate movies.
Ooh.
The second is an immersive sound library. That one's actually my favourite. And they also, thirdly, have the Pleasure Academy. And like, who needs Shiz University when you have the Pleasure Academy?
Learning with all that ethical corn. Love
And in
it.
dry January, we need that butter. I know we're laughing, but anybody wanting a New Year's resolution to do with confidence, communication, and intimacy, even in the form of self-love, Cheeks could be a great resource for you.
Absolutely. And personally, as a trans person, I really love how Cheeks feels like a safe space.
Oh, that's so sweet.
They got filters so I can tailor the searches to just see what I want to see.
That's right.
And I know that their content is always inclusive.
Yes, inclusive and classy. I really appreciate that.
She's a classy queen.
Cheeks is a classy queen.
And I really like how they got different formats. Having video as well as audio is super approachable. And I was looking at the tutorials recently, and the first one I clicked on, I wasn't even looking for it. It wasn't LGBT plus themed. It had a contribution from a trans person and a friend.
Oh, really?
Talking about their experience and a trans friends, and it just made me feel not out of place.
I love that. I love that for you.
I love that for me too.
And if you, 18 plus peach, listening to this episode, love the sound of Cheeks and want to go exploring for yourself in more ways than one, you can use our code DRAMA for 7 days of free unlimited access. And you can cancel at any time during that period, so there is zero drama here at all. Use that free trial, baby. Your January will thank you. You just need to go to getcheeks.com, that's GETCHEEX.com, or get your fuzzy butts downstairs in the description box and click the link.
And is that a free trial of the videos?
The videos, the audio librry, the Pleasure Academy, literally everything.
Oh, very nice. Now, Shaaba, are you ready?
Is to go fishing for us.
Drama.
Oh my gosh, the first time in 2026.
Ooh.
Let's go.
Am I the drama, Shaaba?
Always.
Thank you for calling out my friend in front of my mom.
Ooh,
It's
my
American
mom.
My mommy.
My mom.
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 Why is that?
Mum.
But they say mum.
It's mummy.
Mom.
Mum. M-U-M. Mum.
I'm with you.
Okay.
I'm British. OP is a 35-year-old woman and says, I have a friend who calls my mom by my mom's first name, Sarah, instead of Ms. Sarah.
Sarah.
Sarah. Wait, what do they mean, Ms. Sarah? So
Who-
would I be Ms. Shaaba and you'd be Mr. Jamie?
Ew.
Is that what they're talking about?
I
I'm
think
assuming
so. I have a friend who calls my mum by my mum's first name, Sarah, instead of Miss Sarah. Yeah.
I find it highly disrespectful! Exclamation mark.
Okay.
I mean, it's 2026. It's the first time I can say that.
Ooh.
But sure, there are some people who still absolutely function this way. You do you, boo.
90-year-olds, sure.
OP says, backstory, I'm from an area where I grew up saying yes, no, ma'am, sir to my elders.
Right.
Sorry, it's just confusing me that they were like, yes, no. It's like as if that's a posh thing. Because, like, doesn't everyone say yes or no?
I think they're saying yes, ma'am, yes, sir, no, ma'am, no, sir.
Right.
Together.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't call them by their first names without adding Mr. or Ms. in front of it. I am the same with family members, uncles, and aunts, where I would say Aunt Blair or Uncle Blair. I do that too, to be fair.
But that's really, I mean, I don't have aunts or uncles, but that seems like a perfectly normal thing to do.
But you call, like, my Aunt Zuby Aunt Zuby.
Yeah, Auntie Zuby.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes I'm just like Zuby. Like, I wouldn't see see it as rude if I just
true.
sometimes said Zuby without auntie.
Yeah.
But most of the time I'll say auntie.
I guess what I'm saying is I don't consider that like a posh thing, but I guess it is a respect your elders thing because I grew up in Asian family. But I'm pretty sure like all the white people I know, in terms of culture, I'm saying I'm doing it because there's a sense of disrespect within South Asian culture. All the white people I know also call their aunts and uncles by that way.
Yeah.
I guess that's the same as calling like a mum and dad mum and dad.
Yeah.
Instead of like Brian and Bob.
Okay. Dad and daddy, sure. We're inclusive of this podcast.
Do you know what went through my head? That episode of Superstore when he's like, just pick a name, any name, and Glenn's there. And he's speaking to the guy who's got the name tag that says Steve. And he's like, hi, I'm Steve. And he's like, no, I'm Steve. Pick a different name so we don't confuse people.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, hi, I'm Steve. But the funniest bit is when afterwards he goes up to him, he's like,
I know names besides Steve. Of course you know. There's Glenn and there's Steve.
disappointed in himself.
I do remember that bit.
Oh, sorry, that was a massive digression.
Yes.
2026 is the year of ADHD, clearly. Right, let's give our dopey story. The only time it's allowable is if it's a close friend and they tell me that it makes them feel old.
Wait, so they would refer to their friend as like
Ms.
Mr.
Shaaba.
Alex?
Mr. Alex.
That's so weird.
Ms. Nadia. Maybe it's just a cultural thing. Where are they?
Sure, I totally respect if it's a cultural thing and it's what you want to do.
But it's unusual.
But you cannot enforce that on other people.
Very that, yes. All of my friends, except for this one, follow the same format. My siblings' friends follow the Mr. Mrs. format also, but my friend was raised differently. They call everyone by their first name, family and friends, it doesn't matter. I wonder if they call their mum and dad by their first name too, because
I
that's
don't-
really unusual.
That would be unusual, but like I can't get my head around this being anything other than a cultural thing for there to only be one person in this person's social network who doesn't do this.
Yeah. The first time it happened, says OP, I could see my mum cringe, but she didn't say anything. The next time it happened, my mum just smiled and still didn't say anything. The third time it happened, she walloped him. No, I'm kidding.
Oh,
I called my friend out in front of my mum and told her to stop calling her by her first name unless she puts a Ms in front of it because it's disrespectful.
right.
Wait, so was there a conversation beforehand?
No, that doesn't sound like there
It
was a
doesn't
conversation
sound
beforehand.
like that's really rude.
Well,
I
that's
would be
disrespectful
so
to me to-
uncomfortable
yeah.
if I was the friend, right? Like you're talking about doing this as a sign of respect, but that's like such a disrespectful
You
thing to
should
do.
have taken them aside on the first time it happened and explained the expectations that your mum has.
Yeah, if that was something that you wanted to be enforced.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm also wondering if this is a bit of a stay in your lane situation because the mum didn't say anything. So maybe mum didn't mind, and therefore, why should you? And by not mind, like she's cringing, I can see that you see it, but it doesn't mean that she wants that to change. Because if it's someone not from that culture, do you know what I mean? Like
Maybe
I
she's
wouldn't.
understanding of why it's happening and
It's
she's like,
feeling abrupt
okay,
for her
we
that
let it
she's like,
slide.
exactly.
Yeah.
Otherwise, surely she would say something.
Yeah, I'm with you. Okay.
So they're making me feel a bit weird. My friend brushed it off and said, that's how she was raised, but apologised to my mum if it offended, were the words used. That's not a true apology, but I'm also thinking this is a very odd situation.
Probably what I would have said because I'm like, I cannot fathom how I have offended you because I was not to know. This was not.
I do hear you. I'm just saying that if it offended you,
Yeah.
especially in that situation,
Clearly,
like,
you
I
have
would
caused
also
some
be like,
form of offence.
But the mum didn't say anything. The kid did. So
Yeah.
I'd be like, if it offended you, it has a different meaning to
Oh,
me there. Do you see
no.
what I mean towards the mum?
I hear what you're saying.
My mum said it was okay and for me to not make a big deal out of it. However, I could see my mum cringe again when my friend did it later that day. I can see where this is going, but I'm just saying, she's told you this is
Don't
not a
make
battle
big-
I want you to fight.
Just leave it.
Maybe you're interpreting this wrong. Maybe
Yeah.
this cringe that you're seeing...
Maybe it's your cringe.
Right, yeah, is you're just fully interpreting that wrong, is where I would suggest.
Predict.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put my penny down on, oh God, this is a mess of an episode and we've just started.
Chaotic.
Messy. When I was walking the friend out, I told her that it was disrespectful and to stop doing it. She brushed it off again and said, my mum didn't seem to mind, so why should I? I told her because it's disrespectful and my mum didn't like it. I asked my mum why she didn't speak up, and she said that she didn't want to cause a scene and it wasn't that big of an ordeal.
Yeah. So your mum said, chill, babe.
Yeah, because in these
Yeah.
situations, the discomfort that can be caused afterwards is more discomfort than just letting people do their normal thing.
Yeah,
Do you know what I
especially
mean?
with something that is so incredibly subjective.
Yeah, even though I could see her cringe during each moment, says OP, even through the smiles. I know my mum and she doesn't like it, but she isn't going to correct my friend. So am I the drama for saying something to my friend about it in front of my mum? I don't want this to have a negative impact on our friendship, but I can see future conflict if she keeps it up. Should I let it go or bring it up to her before she sees my mum again? You're the drama,
Do you
babe.
know, you are the
With
drama.
love, you're the drama.
I can just hear Rolly in my head.
What's Rolly saying to you? Channel your ghostly Rolly.
Get a f***ing grip. That's what he's saying.
It's true.
If this is how you have been raised and how your social network functions, fine. If it's a cultural thing, fine. I hardly think your friend is forcing you, being like, you must not call people with a title in front of their name. You must only say their first name. So why are you forcing your friend to do it your way? We are not living in the 30s. This is not how people address each other worldwide or across all different scenarios.
I do totally agree with this. And I feel like specifically because objectively OP can recognise that this is their cultural thing and people outside of their culture don't do this. And I don't know what that culture is. It hasn't been explained. Maybe it's geographical. Perhaps they live in Bible Belt America. Perhaps they live with a family who just have really specific ideas and ways
they've
of
made
living.
like friends with families that the parents have made, and it's all kind of intergenerational.
That's what I'm saying,
that.
but maybe it's got nothing to do with being POC or of a specific race, you know? And that's fine. It just makes me think of that phrase when people say, religion is like a penis, it's okay to have one, but don't shove it down my throat. And this feels akin to that.
Yeah.
You can absolutely dictate how you want to speak and interact with people. And your mum was within her right to also say something. She has chosen not to. Even if she did want to say something and said something to your friend, it's then up to your friend to decide if they want to follow it. You've said your piece. You've said how it makes you feel. You've said how you believe it makes your mum feel, despite the fact that your mum has told your friend otherwise. Let it go. Let your friend do what she needs to do. We are still autonomous beings at the end of the day. You can't force someone to say things just because you like it that way.
The thing is as well, in certain circumstances and cultures and networks, it would actually be seen as disrespectful and rude to upkeep a ma'am, sir, Mr, Ms thing.
I think about dynamics of power. Your mum, my mother-in-law, would hate that. It would make her feel so uncomfortable if I was to call her Ms. Christine.
Yeah, it actually would show a disrespect of like not viewing yourself as close to somebody. It's almost like you're trying to keep this person at arm's length to some people and from certain circles.
That's such a great point.
So like just because you find it disrespectful to not use that, other people may find it disrespectful to use it. You are within your right to use it and they are within their right to not use it.
And I think the biggest thing for me is I would really encourage OP to question if it's a them problem or if it's their mum's problem.
Yeah.
Because the mum has said both to them and to the friend, I'm chill, babe. I'd rather not make a fuss.
I think the time when I would have been less harsh to OP is if it happened once and OP said, and my mum expressed to me feeling uncomfortable and wondered how this could be brought up with my friend. I brought it up with my friend privately so as to not embarrass her in front of my mum and explained the situation properly. And we had a discussion and she's still refusing. And it came from the mum wanting
if the
that.
mum was just like, you know what, it does really trigger me. I just don't feel like I could ever bring this up because it makes me feel really uncomfortable. Then I could understand why you having a close relationship with a friend could do something.
Yeah.
But the mum literally said, don't want to cause a scene. It's not that big a deal.
Yeah.
Just leave it.
That's the problem. I think I would have been probably an everybody sucks here situation if you'd explained it in a really like respectful private way to your friend because your mum had requested it.
Or a no drama here.
Yeah.
Because actually who has actually done something
Oh
wrong?
yeah, that would have been the better one. Yeah. It's more so the way that OP has approached this.
Yeah, but I do maintain that I do think you're the drama for the reasons that we have just said.
Yeah.
Oh, I feel like for the first drama of the year, that was said with quite conviction.
Yeah, should we see what other people have said?
Yeah, let's see now that everyone else totally disagrees with us.
A 35-year-old woman is required to call someone Ms. Sarah. It sounds like she's in preschool.
I guess because it is a school thing. The one thing that I will respond to that, though, is I do think we need to be a bit careful about imposing our cultures as the norm.
Yeah.
For this commenter and for people in the UK, I can see why you'd say that because we do call teachers here with these prefixes.
Yeah.
But in certain cultures, it is very normal to
Yeah.
use that. And so this can come across as a little bit patronising in a very kind of like sheltered way.
Yeah, I think it's about recognizing subjectively this is how some people may view it, so it's going to make them feel really weird to use that.
Yeah.
But not everybody feels that way.
You do you,
yeah.
boo, and I'll do me, and that's okay.
Yeah. What happens in a situation where you're unsure of who is older?
I mean, I know how French language and Mauritian culture deals with that, and that is, it's not just an age thing, it's also to people who you don't know.
Yeah.
So you just use vous
Yeah.
instead of tu. You know,
Yeah.
like you just use the more formal phrasing. We don't have that in the UK.
No.
Or in English. So even in America, I can see why that's even more bizarre.
Yeah.
You are the drama. You should not have spoken to your friend publicly or privately about this. You shouldn't have spoken to her at all. Some people have really weird ideas. Edit, is your mum really cringing when she gets called by her given name by a middle-aged person? If so, what's wrong with her? This is mean.
I wouldn't call mid-30s middle-aged, just gonna say that firstly. No, it's not because I'm approaching my mid-30s.
I do agree that it was wrong to say something publicly.
Yes.
But privately, I think it's fine if you felt that you wanted to say it.
Yeah.
In certain ways. If I was just like, hey, by the way, just so you know, my mom really appreciates it if this happens. Like, this is what happens in our family. But to do it as like a formal call out in front as like a confrontation with the mum present feels particularly weird to me.
The thing is, if you just met my family and you waltzed in and just started calling my parents mum and dad, right?
And,
I know some people do
that.
that. I know that they wouldn't feel comfortable with that. And I'd probably say, just to let you know, you don't have to do that with my family. It's okay to call them by their first names.
I know my parents would probably prefer it if you called them Christine and Malcolm.
Yes.
Just letting you know.
And we'd have that conversation. I'd see how you felt about it.
And if
then,
I was like, oh, sorry, I really just feel the need to call them mum and dad.
yeah, I'd be like, you know, if you said this is what I do in my culture, I feel wrong
Then
calling
you would
them
have a
anything
private
else.
conversation with your parents.
I'd explain to my parents this is Shaaba's culture, and they would probably be like, "Oh, that's fine. Yeah, sure."
Yeah, but
It's
we
all
don't
about
force people to say things that they wouldn't normally say.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah, I mean, if you walked in and started calling my mum a name that isn't her name, that's very different. But
Hey,
you know,
Susan.
yeah, I'd be like,
Hey,
mate,
Bob.
stop it.
Hey, Steve.
Don't call my mum Bob.
Steve.
Steve. Think of another name, Shaaba.
Steve. I do think if we extrapolate this principle and put it to something else, something that I've seen a lot growing up is the phrase Assalamu alaikum, the Arabic greeting that's often seen in Islam. You say salam, it's just what you do when you go in and when you leave. And my mum and family sees it as a great sign of respect to say salam. I can tell a friend, hey, by the way, if you wish to greet my family with salam, you're very welcome to do that. But if you turn around and say, don't feel comfortable with that, I can't force you to say salam. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, just say hello then. It's fine.
Yeah.
OP has actually responded to this one.
They have said nothing is wrong with my mother.
And fair enough.
Nothing
you
is
should
wrong.
respond spicily because that was a mean comment.
Nothing is wrong with my mother. She has a right to grimace in an uncomfortable situation. Some people do not like confrontation, even with the smallest of things. And I can speak about what I want to whomever I want, especially if it's making my mum visibly uncomfortable. Something I would notice that someone who doesn't know her wouldn't.
And that's the other thing though, because you can see when, like, my micro behaviours, when
Yeah.
I'm feeling a particular kind of way, when other people wouldn't. But just because you're feeling that way, especially if I've then turned to you and said, of course I'm feeling a little bit anxious right now, I'm performing or
Yeah.
whatever, that doesn't mean bring it up. That doesn't mean
Yeah.
fight my battles for me. If I'm saying, hey, I would rather this smaller level of discomfort than the greater discomfort of having that confrontation,
Yeah.
you should bloody listen.
I know, imagine if you were like, oh, the crowd's a bit quiet and it's making me nervous. Imagine if I took it upon myself to stand up and say, come on, everybody, cheer on my wife.
I would be like,
that's so uncomfortable. Yeah. I do think this response from OP.
That was a great metaphor moment, by the way.
Yay!
Jamie's metaphor moment.
2026, the year of great metaphors.
Yeah, except I said strawberry earlier, didn't I?
It's
We
okay.
forget that.
We move.
I do think this from OP is just as spicy back.
Yeah.
I feel like, okay, I don't think OP's going to listen because they're just like, I can speak about what I want to whoever I want. Okay, sure, but you've asked if you were the drama in a situation.
Yeah.
Like,
I hear you.
you are the drama. Jesus Christ. Who appointed you the name police for a 35-year-old?
Comments like this do make me sad, though, because I think it's fine to say something, but do we need to be so confrontational about it?
I hear you. I do think a lot of people might be coming at this from the sense of like not even thinking it could be a cultural thing
But even
because
if it's
OP's
I'm not saying like
described
a
it that
person
way.
of colour cultural thing or like a race cultural thing.
No, but any
Just
kind
a-
of cultural
clearly
thing.
it is a cultural thing because their family is a cult. Do you know
Oh,
what I mean?
right,
Like,
right,
their
right.
friends also do that. There is some form of culture there.
Okay, I guess people aren't seeing it as a more like widespread cultural thing.
Yeah, yeah.
And so they're just being like, what the hell is going on?
I know,
Because
but
that
just
was
we
my
don't know something doesn't mean that we take the piss out of it.
it was my gut reaction though. I was going to make a joke about having a stick up your ass and then I was like, actually, I shouldn't because it's okay for this person to do that because that is their culture and how they live.
And this is how this podcast helps us all grow.
Yay, I am 2 foot taller.
Well done.
I'm very tall.
Well done,
I will go
Mr.
play
Jamie.
basketball.
I'm Southern, born and bred, but I still think that you are the drama for trying to control the behaviour of a grown-ass woman. I'd say more, but I'll just go with bless your heart.
Oh.
Good old Southern hospitality.
Wow. This is an interesting comment because it sounds like it's coming from somebody who understands that mindset of OP.
This is exactly the culture that I had in my mind.
Yeah.
I wasn't wasn't
like,
thinking South Asian. Maybe they are
Southern.
South Asian.
I was
but
thinking
perhaps they are
American.
just like white and like really conservative American.
Yeah, that's where my head was as well. Bless your heart.
But I think that's so true. There are rules in which we operate, but the biggest rule of them all is autonomy. You do you.
Yeah.
Bless your heart. I need to say that more often. That's such an iconic phrase. I could say more, but I'll just say, bless your heart.
It's so patronising. It's worse than if they'd said, I'll say more and I will say more.
And
Yeah, like,
but no,
it's-
bless your heart.
Kill him with kindness, huh?
It
Damn.
works. Best of luck, OP, though. I truly mean that. I'm not being passive aggressive.
And bless your heart.
Am I the drama? My neighbour cremated my cat.
What the hell? What the hell? Okay, why would that make you the drama? I need to read
I
on.
am so intrigued.
If somebody cremated one of our cats, I hope that they had died first.
Jamie, you're going to make me cry. This is the second post of the year. We have been thrown in the spicy end.
Sorry, too far. Too far.
Too far.
Hello.
Hello.
So I'm a 23-year-old woman and my boyfriend, a 24-year-old man, had one of our cats go missing at the end of May. This is honestly my worst nightmare.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I'm really sorry. I don't know what I would do. We posted on local Facebook groups and pages and shared pictures of our cat all around to try and find him. Neighbours of ours also know that we own cats and one has been missing. All in all, I think we made it pretty public knowledge that our cat was missing. Anyway, about 2 weeks after he had first gone missing and after responding to multiple Facebook DMs of sightings or coming to see if any flagged up cats that had been found dead was our cat.
That must be so sad.
No.
Getting that message and thinking that you've still...
I know, and having to go around and thinking I might be about to see my dead cat.
Or a missing cat, even the highs of, like, oh, there's a sighting of
yeah.
this cat being like, oh, is this my prawn?
We happened to go around my elderly neighbour's house to return a package. Whilst chatting on the doorstep, my neighbour casually drops on me and my boyfriend that she had been meaning to tell us that our cat had come round to her house looking unwell and had subsequently died at her house. I've been meaning to tell you. No, I hate your neighbour.
Are we serious right now?
Are you shitting me? No, this has genuinely made me really angry.
The cat had come round looking unwell and died at your house.
Bullshit.
Vivian,
She's
seriously.
either stolen the cat or the cat died in an accident. Like she ran the cat over and doesn't want to admit it.
No, the cat isn't alive though. My neighbour cremated my cat.
Yeah, but she could be lying.
Don't give me false hope like that because I'm just clinching onto that. Yeah, we need to read the rest of the post.
She could have a cat with Stockholm syndrome right now. She then proceeded to present a small box to us containing the ashes of our cat. She had taken our pet and cremated him without letting us know that he had even died.
Who the One takes in someone's cat. Two doesn't tell them until they come round with a package.
By chance.
And three then goes on to cremate said cat.
That's somebody else's cat.
Who? Are you unwell? Who? What? I'm so confused right now.
I would genuinely want to move house.
I feel like this is something you could call the police over.
I feel like cats are not treated in the same way dogs are.
They're treated like property, and you have intentionally deprived the other of property belonging to someone else.
Well, technically she's giving
What
him
is
back.
it? Dishonestly appropriated property belonging to another with the intention to deprive the other of it. That's it. Under UK law.
Theft.
Act 1968, maybe.
Oh my god, you're searching deep for that.
Oh,
right, let's
it feels bad that I don't know it anymore. Carry on. Seriously, this is ridiculous. Do you see what I
so
mean? Under
angry.
that, you give the cat back. If the cat has genuinely passed away in your house, I can see a world in which that realistically happens.
It seems bizarre though
It's
that
bizarre.
a cat would go... Cats are like creatures of habit. They want familiarity when they're not feeling well. Like, they'll throw up in very similar spots each time because they want
Ask our cats, they
safety.
throw up. No, they don't throw up.
They
often, but
poo
they
in their little
hairball
trays.
in the same place every single time.
I just can't see a world where a cat would go to die. They probably knew they were going to die.
Jamie,
Why would they not be at home?
I was not ready to be this sad.
Okay, let's read on. Her explanation for not coming to us sooner was that she was unsure how to tell us that he had died, but then also proceeded to claim that she didn't know that he was actually our cat and assumed he was a stray that she had been feeding chicken to.
That's why there is routine and
Yeah.
familiarity.
When I explained...
Can I just use this moment as a PSA to
yeah.
say that if you have somebody else's cat coming to your property, we have other cats
Yeah.
coming to our back doors, especially because we have our cats. They like to sniff and check out their local neighbourhood. Do not feed feed them.
Yeah.
It is not your place to do that. Do not give them milk. Do not give them treats. Do not give them chicken.
Do not invite them
Firstly,
into your house.
you don't know what their dietary requirements are. And secondly, it is so unfair for you to be doing that when that cat lives elsewhere. If
Yeah.
they're stray, if they're looking really malnourished, call the local vet.
Yeah, see if they've got a microchip. If they haven't and they're really unwell, sure. If they have, you return them to the owner, and if they're still looking unwell, then you call the cat rescue area person.
Absolutely. But do not be treating and feeding pets that do not belong to you.
Yeah, I just think it's so bizarre.
It's selfish.
Why do people put food out for cats that aren't theirs? Unless that there is a problem with the cat, or unless they have an agreement with somebody that they also feed the cat. I just don't get it. It is a massive pet peeve. Anyway.
Pet peeve.
I shall read on. When I explained that when she took him to the vets, not the vets that we had him registered to, they should have been able to see that he was our cat because he was microchipped, she said that he wasn't chipped at all. I can guarantee that he was. She is lying.
Okay, hang on.
She's catnapped him.
This is not the same cat then. It can't be, because no vet, right? If you take a passed away animal, I can't even say it, to the vets, the vet would not let that pet go with the person who's not their owner if they've been microchipped and have the
You'd
details of the
think
owner.
so, yeah.
Right?
Well, there, and she's saying that the vet said he wasn't microchipped. Yeah, so maybe it wasn't their cat.
So if we're believing her, I genuinely have hope that
Yeah.
your cat is fine.
I've asked her about having his ashes returned to us since I'd like to make my own little memorial item for him using his ashes, but she is very reluctant to hand over his ashes to us, saying that A, she doesn't know how to open the box, and B, if we could open the box, then she'd like to share his ashes and only give us half.
What is this lady
I'm sorry,
on?
she's f***ing bananas. No, I would not be able to deal with somebody like this.
If this is how they're behaving over this situation, they must be behaving in such unusual and detrimental ways to the rest of their neighbourhood
Yeah.
in many other situations. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
This is not okay. What do you mean you can't open the box?
And that you would want half of a cat that is not your cat. Why would you want half of the ashes of a dead cat that's not your cat? I understand that she probably became attached to our cat if she was feeding him and if he was in her house too, since she went to the lengths of paying to have him cremated and keeping his ashes in her home.
Oh,
but I would really like to have his ashes back, since at the end of the day, he was our cat that we loved and had paid for vet bills, food, and basically everything else to do with him. So am I the drama for wanting to have our cat back? No.
No, you are not the drama.
You are not the drama.
I will say that point of payment is a big one, though. I would want to verify. Okay, the badge is not important in this situation. It is the advice that's most important. What would you do? Go to the vets. You would go to the vets that she spoke to.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, hey, this
Cat was cremated
bizarre
on this
person
day.
is saying that this happened. They will absolutely have cremation records.
Yeah.
They're saying that there was no microchip. My cat's been missing and is microchipped. Was this my cat?
I do think, OP, you are taking things way too much on face value. You need to dig into this way more, because it sounds like this might not be your cat.
For sure. I'm not saying that you are the drama for
Not at all.
not doing it. I'm not putting any accountability on you. I'm just giving advice that if anybody finds themselves in a situation like this, which seems so unfathomable, you need to get that. Make fully informed decisions.
Ask questions.
Number one, fully informed decision making, always.
Yeah.
And if it's a case that this was your cat and the vet can confirm that, because they will be able to confirm one way or the other, unless there's some janky ass vet, which then shouldn't be running
She's the
because
vet.
this is legal. This is legal stuff. If that is your cat, then you should be paying fully for the cremation fees, even though that wasn't your choice and that sucks. And you should be taking that box by force. I'm not suggesting you should do it by force, but like that is your property. And the right thing to do would be to settle that bill and take your ashes.
Well, if you settle the bill, then they're yours.
Honestly, it's so scary to me to even think about, because I would need to know. It's bizarre to contemplate that as such a finite decision without knowing if that's your cat. The
Yeah.
vet are the only people that have the answers.
Yeah, and I would definitely ask the neighbour to, like, off the top of her head, describe what the cat looked like that she took to the vet.
I'm assuming she knows, because she's saying, I would have told you. I was meaning to tell you, but I didn't know how to say it. But also, I didn't know if it was your cat.
Yeah, but if she's been feeding this cat that goes round, but she's not sure if it's the neighbour's cat.
Sure, but if someone went to you, oh, I have a black cat with some white markings, it doesn't really help, because you'd be like, well, I don't know if that was my cat or not. The only thing that will really tell you, seeing as you can't see the little fluff ball's body, is the microchip. Because,
Yeah,
you're
go to the vet.
this other random person won't know the exact markings in the same way. Like, I can tell you that Apollo has a really unique sock, or I can look at his face and compare it to other cats of, we don't even know what breed he is, black and white mottled cats.
Where is he? Oh, Prawn.
Hi, Prawn Star. See,
I love
Prawn
you too.
is a white little cat, but we would be able to tell his face apart in a way
Yeah.
that somebody else wouldn't.
Oh.
Prawn, come here.
Go missing. Okay, should we see what other people have to say?
Yeah. Call the vet.
Yes.
Call the vet. If your cat was microchipped, they should have scanned him.
Yeah.
It's very possible that this isn't even your cat. And I'm honestly holding on so much hope that this isn't your cat because you deserve closure. Also, from a purely practical standpoint, this commenter continues, if you want the ashes, then you need to pay the vet bill for his care and the cremation. I didn't write this comment, I swear.
I know it feels like you shouldn't have to, but to have that leg to stand on to get those ashes back.
It is also just the right thing to do.
Another commenter said, I understand I would not have handled this as well as you have so far. It's the same. I'd have lost my shit.
Oh.
Yeah.
My God.
If she's adamant that it didn't have a chip and was a stray she was feeding, is there a possibility that it isn't your baby?
Truly, is your gut telling you that this is their cat?
Yeah.
Because my gut is telling me this most likely is not your cat.
If she's either lying about the microchip, which the vet will be able to solve, or it wasn't your cat.
If she's lying about the microchip, the vet would have told you.
Yeah.
I'm so certain that a vet having a deceased animal come to them who is microchipped would 1,000,000% not allow someone else to walk away with the ashes
Yeah.
if you could not verify that that was your cat.
Or is there any chance that she could have taken the cat and said, no, I've not
Oh, it's
microchipped him,
mine.
he's my cat, he's passed away? There could be, but yes, I would still go speak to the vet. Anyway.
This is a really morbid question, but do microchips burn? Like, in a pile of ashes, would you not therefore be able to see that?
Maybe. Depends on if they sift it.
And this is all happening because you can't trust someone because they've been so abhorrently shitty as to hide this information from you in the beginning. I just don't trust a single word this lady is saying.
No, me neither. She sounds like she might be off her rocker a bit and could have been confused. Not the drama, because this is an emotional situation. I feel for you.
Yeah,
Same.
yeah, I really
I'm sorry,
feel for you.
OP.
You are not the drama. It is completely reasonable for you to want your cat's ashes after she wrongfully cremated him without your knowledge or
I
consent.
know, what if you wanted to bury your cat?
When I saw that title, legit, I did not expect, I couldn't understand or imagine what kind of situation would lead to that kind of title. This is way more wild than I thought. Also, I think your neighbour is a weirdo and you are being a little too nice about the situation. I agree. I think you're being far too kind. And as Jamie's saying, far too taking things on face value.
Yeah, push a
You
bit
sound
more.
like a good egg, but good eggs get broken.
This story is crazy. It kind of sounds like she killed your cat. Was he already old or sick?
Right? And all of the craziness that we're talking about afterwards is not even mentioning the fact that your cat supposedly went to her house and passed away there.
Yeah.
If it's not your cat, it's someone's cat. And that's really odd and sad.
Very. OP's actually responded to this, though.
Oh, what did OP say?
He was a pretty healthy cat. He was a bit of a scavenger, so our theory is that he could have possibly eaten something toxic to him, but we unfortunately can't find out for certain. Aren't cats normally quite good at not eating stuff they shouldn't?
And if they are, like, they're gonna come home if they're not feeling well.
He'd have come back. Or he would have passed away out in the open if it was
More
that
than
quick.
likely, right?
Yeah,
This is so
This is
bizarre.
such a weird situation.
What are you thinking, Peaches? Oh, another OP response. Info. Why do you believe she's correct about it being your cat? I get that she told you it was your cat, but do you have any independent reason to believe that she's correct? Because she also said that she thought it was a stray and had no chip. So she's either lying, but then why tell you at all, or she's just wrong.
And OP's response, she'd seen our cat on a very regular basis and knew what he looked like. We did wonder for a while whether it could have possibly been a different cat, but she knew him too well to be uncertain about if it was ours, and all other sightings that we've had of our cat in the meantime haven't matched his description.
I can see that world, but the vet is still not making sense to me.
Yeah.
If it was your cat, or unless they just really wouldn't have checked for a microchip.
Maybe she deliberately took him to an out-of-town vet or something that she knew he wouldn't be registered with.
But then she's not carving a microchip out of his neck.
No, but I guess if you say to them, there's no chip, he's my cat, and it's an emergency appointment because
I need
he's
to
really
know.
unwell.
I would if there are any vets in the audience, please can you let me know what you do in that situation?
Do
if
you
they're like,
scan
I have brought this
anyway?
cat, or if someone's even saying that they're the owner, but it's one that you don't know, do you look for a microchip, even if someone tells you there is no microchip? I really need to know the answer to that question.
I need a conclusion to this, but that's it.
I'm so sorry, OP, that you are going through this. To be honest, whether that was your cat or not, you still don't have your cat, and that's really, really
sorry.
sad. My heart breaks for you. I'm so sorry that you're having to deal with this. It's not fair, and it's so not fair that you didn't get the closure that you deserve on a situation like this.
Little baby.
Oh, okay, our last submission is from a fellow Peach. The first 2026 Peach.
Fuzzy Peach.
A huge thank you to everyone, as always, for submitting. If you would like to help other Peaches out with their own submissions, because we can't cover every single one on the podcast, please do feel free to head to r/1800drama,
On Reddit.
where you can also submit your own drama if you wish.
Ooh.
Should we try and help an O Peach out?
Let's help an O Peach out. O Peach asks, should I break up while still being in love?
Aww.
That sounds like a really, really tough situation.
It does. Sadly,
Yeah.
I think it's one that is very common, and I don't think this was posted in January, but I will also say it's statistically a more common thing to be experienced in January. So I'm sure, Oh Peach, there's a lot of people who are relating to what you're going through, and you should know that you're not alone.
Yeah.
Oh Peach says, thank you for taking the time out to read this because I really don't know what to do. I am a 27-year-old woman and I'm in a relationship with my boyfriend who's a 36-year-old man. We've been together for more than 2.5 years. He's kind, smart, loyal, understanding, and I'm really in love with him. However, since the beginning of our relationship, there was always his fear of commitment.
Right. Okay.
He has an insecure attachment style because of a very troubling and sad past, so I know that it isn't his fault. How interesting, because we were talking about like psychological types and compatibility with the love languages, but attachment styles are also a very real thing.
Yeah, they are.
That can really help you understand how to approach people. Jamie, do you want to give us a little rundown of what attachment theory is?
So attachment theory was Bowlby originally. There's been a lot of work on it since. If I remember correctly, there's several different types. And it's like secure, which is the ideal. There's insecure and there's avoidant. And there's also, I think there's another one where you would be too clingy. There's one where you like avoid the attachment. There's one where you feel safe in the attachment. And there's one where you pull away from attachment.
Secure, anxious and preoccupied, avoidant and dismissive, and avoidant.
Yeah.
And like, how do we get these various attachment theories? What is an attachment theory?
I think they think a lot of it comes from the critical period of childhood between 0 and 3. And it's a lot about how your caregivers treat you
During that critical period.
Yeah.
And how it shapes you as the rest of your being. So Oh Peach says that her partner has an insecure attachment style because of a very troubling and sad past, so I know it's not his fault. However, I always was the one in the relationship who wanted to take things a step further. I said I love you first and several times, and it took him more than 2 years to finally say it back.
Oh, wow, yeah.
After the first 1.5 years being in a long distance relationship, I moved to his city. He didn't really want me to do it because he didn't want me to throw away my life that I had in the other city, even though he always knew that I always missed him a lot. And now for more than a year, he's lived in my apartment most of the time and says that I'm the best roommate that he's ever had. Is the word roommate. You find it that a bit tricky because you're in a relationship.
Yeah.
And yet he doesn't want to move out of his shared flat.
Right.
I see a lot of avoidance.
Yeah, no, I get that would frustrate me if I moved my whole life to a different city and my partner after a year still wouldn't move in with me.
It's like you're saying, I want commitment. I'm jumping, and this person's just not jumping with you.
They're
it's
like
going to make you
putting
feel really insecure.
Yeah.
Because you're like, well, are you really in this?
Yeah, no, that's how I'd feel. I would never want to be called a roommate by my romantic partner.
I mean, you're a cool roommate, but I would never describe you first and foremost as a roommate. No, definitely not. For 3 months, he's always saying that he's needed to think about if he could move in with me, and he keeps on rescheduling his decision. And yesterday he told me that it doesn't feel right at this point. The last 3 months has been really hard because we both keep being torn between being together and breaking up. I can also understand, though, that if your relationship is conflicting in other ways, why this feels like a really heavy and uncertain decision. I don't think that's necessarily a mark or a statement on your relationship if we were going through a rough patch.
Depends on the cause of the rough patch, because if the rough patch is coming because
of a lack of commitment,
one is like, I need more commitment, the other's like, I can't give it to you right now, and that's what's been making them go back and forth
feels
about
like
breaking
a real
up.
chicken and an egg situation.
Yeah, you get in a vicious cycle.
For sure. OP continues, I asked him what his idea is concerning our future, but he can't give me an answer. I said that I just want him to plan a future with me and to be excited about it. And he says that he doesn't know if he can ever be happy getting married to any woman.
Sorry, my head just went gay. But no, I'm being flippant. Yeah, I thought that must be so tough.
Do you know what it sounds like? It sounds like you're both wanting different things. And sometimes that's the case. And it's not a reflection on you or them as people, but just a reflection of an incompatibility.
You need and want different things. I also, and call me out if this is wrong to mention, he is quite a bit older. There is nearly a 10-year age gap between this couple.
No, I hear what you're saying. You would expect somebody who is older than you as well to be more in line with commitment, wanting that stability.
Yeah, and it would make me question, when will you be ready? If you're approaching your late 30s now, you know, she's in her late 20s, she's ready, he's 10 years older and not ready, and it just feels really...
I'm with you.
Like, the age gap is playing into it a bit in my head, personally.
I can see why. Side note, says O Peach, because I requested it, he is going to psychotherapy. For about half a year, he's been speaking about his commitment fear. Now, I'm at the same point that I was several times ago. I'm sad, and I know that either decision will make me unhappy. I'll be unhappy being with someone someone who doesn't want to plan a future with me, and I'll be unhappy thinking about a future without him.
That's really tough.
It's so hard as well. I want to remember for everybody, whether you're a first-time peach tuning into this podcast or whether you've seen this all the time, we only see a snapshot of these stories and of these people's lives. We do not have skin in the game, in an investment in the relationship like the people who submit these posts do. So we always need to remember to take that with a pinch of salt. Do you see what I'm saying? Only you, oh Peach, will understand the best thing to do in this situation. We can only go based off paper. Do you know what I mean? Like what you would see and say generally in these sorts of situations. And the very objective way to view this is, yes, it is true that either decision short term will cause you unhappiness. However, in a world where you are long term committing to someone who doesn't commit to you back, that is long term unhappiness. In a world where you don't have a future with this person, but then go on to find someone who does love and treat you and respect you in the way that you deserve, to give you that commitment that you give out yourself, that's a long-term happiness. I'm trying to call out this point because we need to be a little bit careful when we say both will cause unhappiness, because short and long-term are two very different things.
Yeah.
But then also only you, oh Peach, will know better than anybody else who's reading your post online whether there's this third option of a short-term unhappiness to commit to someone who's not committing to you, where they then are going to commit to you. And you just need to be really honest with yourself as to whether or not you feel that is possible.
Yeah.
Because you will have a hunch.
Yeah.
Oh Peach finishes off by saying, this morning he said that he hates himself because watching me being so sad is like watching a beautiful flower die. At least that shows that he cares. Do you know what I mean? Like there's a level of empathy, but at the same time, if someone's drowning, they shouldn't be bringing you down with them. This relationship is like an emotional roller coaster ride, and it keeps getting more extreme. And I'm really afraid of people telling me to break up. What should I do?
Oh my gosh.
This is heavy.
Nobody can tell you whether you should stay or should break up, but what I would say personally is if your relationship is feeling like an extreme emotional roller coaster ride where it's just constantly up and down, you're gonna just start feeling unwell.
Isn't that what we read in that
Yeah.
book? We were literally reading a book on toxic relationships recently, to be the best friends that we can be to some other people. And that was an exact metaphor that was used.
Yeah.
With any relationship, be it romantic or otherwise, if it's too much of a roller coaster, regardless of how high the highs are, at some point you're going to feel unwell.
Yeah.
And no relationship should make you feel that way.
No, definitely not.
We do not want nausea.
We do not want that. It's tricky because I've seen people over the years be in relationships where they love somebody, but there's an unhappiness and there's a insecurity. Things aren't working, things aren't right, but they feel like they're going to be too sad without that person. And then they're not with that person. And yes, they are very sad for a time, but the freedom and the relief and the eventual happiness they find being away from a relationship that was so up and down, so rocky, so incompatible and not what they needed is amazing to see. And I'm not saying that OP should break up. I just think that it can sometimes feel like when you're in a relationship like that, that's all there is and you have to keep it going. But if it's not working, it's not working.
Jamie introduced me to this concept called the Concord fallacy.
And now you love it.
I do. It's actually a common phrase that we do use,
Yeah.
and it's an important one too. So the Concorde, the big plane, I mean, you can explain it better.
Well, basically, they put so much money into it. It was never going to be feasible, but they kept pouring more money into it to make it try to work. It never worked. So it's all about, if you'd stopped after investing £1 million, you'd have lost £1 million, but you wouldn't have lost £1 billion because you carried on going. So it's about saying, I've invested 2.5 years into this and I've moved. And maybe you're like clinging on to that and I don't want to lose that and look at all this effort I've put in. However, if you keep going and you keep pushing through for another 2.5 years when things are not right and they're too up and down, then instead of kind of quote unquote wasting, although I don't see it as wasting because we all grow and we all learn from our life experiences, but spending that 2.5 years with somebody where it wasn't working is better than spending 5, 6, 7, 10 years with someone where it's not working.
Where it then eventually does break down.
Yeah.
And here's the thing though, babe, like your loved ones, your closest loved ones, your therapists, the podcasts that you listen to, the advice books that you read, whatever it is, can give you the tools to tell you things like the Concord fallacy, but only you know whether you're in it. Only you know whether you're like, actually, you know what? I have been investing in something that my gut is just telling me is not worth being in anymore. Or actually, I've invested this time in and I truly believe it's going to get better and I want to hold out. And it's okay. It's okay to make a decision that works for you right now. It's okay to make a decision that can change later on.
Yeah.
And what is abundantly clear is that your partner owes himself growth, but you do not owe him your presence whilst he's going through that.
That was another thing I was going to say. And this is all hypothetical because I'm aware that OP doesn't want to just be told break up. So I'm not saying that at all.
No.
For
No
me,
one else can make that decision for you.
I'm just speaking about about it if I were in this situation. And obviously we only know this tiny amount, but if I were in a situation like this, I may get to the point where I'm like, I do want to be with you, but you need some growth, because right now we're growing apart, and I think we could grow together, but not whilst you're in this space of mind and this place in your life. We need some time apart, and maybe we can come back together at some point if things
And if
change.
you happen to find someone else in that time, or decide that actually you don't want to go back to the relationship, that's your choice. You see it quite often. People saying that they're not ready for kids, break up, later come back and actually are. Or people who are like, oh, you know what, I was a playboy, I messed around, I was a messy person, I'm different now. And then things can work again.
Yeah.
Or they don't. There is no one rule formula, unfortunately. But in some ways that's really freeing, because it also means that there's not one right answer that you have to do to win this game of life.
Yeah.
Whatever choice feels right for you is the choice that is right for you.
Also, this might sound really too formulaic and too practical and not right, but for me, I love a pro-con list.
Yeah,
and
they
I
are
think
helpful.
if anything in life, if the cons vastly outweigh the pros, that's when you really need to question if whatever it is
Is
you're
this serving
doing
me well?
is worth it.
Yeah. And I also think we as people just carry a lot of stigma. I think there's a lot of pressure from those around us, especially you're saying you're 27, you're like a similar age to us. And in this period of life, you're expected to settle down, to have found the one, to have blah, 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 whatever it might be. The reality is it's luck. It's luck for the most part that means that the relationship that you're in is a good one and that you're growing together as opposed to apart. Obviously, you need to be a healthy person. If you're being unhealthy, if you're being toxic in any way, that's not okay. But assuming that you're both very healthy people, it is nobody's fault if you end up growing apart. And I just think there's such a stigma in losing relationships. And there shouldn't be. I'm concerned that O Peach might be feeling held back because they've moved area and has been in this for 2.5 years. But if it's not right for you, my love, it's not right for you. And you shouldn't be holding the judgment of other people for a relationship that's just not compatible anymore.
Yeah, it's fair. Should we see what other peaches have to say?
Yes, this post has had a lot of attention, which makes me feel good because I hope that you've had a lot of good responses from the peaches too.
Me too. To be honest, it sounds like you want different things. Take some time to think about what you want from relationships in general, living together, marriage, whatever. Ask him to do the same. Have him come up with his ideal relationship, then sit down together and go over them. Sometimes there's some leeway and you can make it work, and sometimes you realise that things you want are different, and you both need to be with people who want the same things.
That's really sound advice.
Yeah.
The only thing that made me raise an eyebrow a little bit is this idea of like an ideal relationship, because there is no perfect person, but you're right on the big things, and being in sync with the major things that you want is important.
Yeah, OP's actually replied to this.
Oh, OP said, thank you for your comment. I totally agree with you. We had this conversation several times, and sometimes he wants the same future as me, like marriage and kids ASAP. Other times he's too scared to just think about a future. It really sounds like he's in a place where he needs to work on himself.
Yeah.
And the thing is, if he's incapable of self-love, he's not going to be able to give it to you. And I think that's the situation that you're finding yourself in.
Yeah. Sometimes people are just not ready for things that happen in their life at certain times.
Yep. You need to detox from that misery that you have gotten used to. That's such a poetic way to phrase it, but that's what you were talking about. This idea of finding yourself once you've let go of something that isn't good for you can actually be a really freeing and relieving process. What you view as sadness, when you actually cross that bridge, can surprise you with the feelings it provides.
Yeah, definitely. Here's what you do. You break up. Oh, he's got doubts about you. He's staying because he feels like the bad guy if he dumps you. You want someone who is sure about you, who wants to build a life with you and is eager to do it. Don't waste time on mediocre love when great love is out there.
I love that last line so much.
I love so much about that, except for the you break up. I do think it's hard if that's not what people are ready to hear. That can make people retract more.
It depends on the kind of person, though.
It can
because
depend,
like for
yeah.
someone like me, it might be the right thing to say because I need someone to be blunt.
Yeah, I think that would just make me run away from whoever's saying it.
I agree with this comment if what we see on paper is exactly what's happening.
Yeah.
That's my worry about saying things like, here's what you do, you need to break up. Because if you are just so much more loaded than the post accommodates, then that could be the wrong advice. And at the end of the day, only you know that because only you are living your life, babe.
But I would say that this is great advice if
the
you
situation
feel
is-
like you are getting mediocrity from him and you
Absolutely.
are getting a lack of assuredness. You deserve to feel secure in a relationship.
Yes. Great love is out there. there.
Yes.
And you absolutely do deserve to find it. No offense, but my God, dude, it does not sound like he's ever really loved you. This is a grown man, like more than grown. He's 10 years older than you. You've moved cities, said I love you multiple times whilst waiting years to hear it back. I don't get why on earth you'd ever want to stay with someone like this. You're wasting your life with this man. Move on.
Oh, and someone else has said, time to go. After this much time, you should be done. Sorry, he's not going to change. After trying this long, it's pointless. He can't even tell you why. I wish you luck. There are guys that can make you happy.
These comments, whilst brutal, this is tough love.
This is tough love,
I
yeah.
see it from the kindness that it's coming from, and I think both things can be true.
I read it and it makes me go like,
It makes me
inside.
go, oh, and I'm a brutal person with my language, but not like this.
At the same time, if I had someone in my life going through this and I knew they were the type of person, if it were you, I mean, it was difficult because you are my partner, so if you were going through it, it'd be about me. But you know, somebody like you, or I can think of friends in our life who would respond to this, and I can think of ones who wouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
So if it was a friend who would, I would probably sit them down and be like,
Do what's best for you, bitch.
Yeah.
Pull your socks up. You know
Put
what you need to do.
yourself first.
Rip that band-aid off.
Yeah. Or I would be giving tools and I would be saying, I wouldn't be in this situation if I were you, but let's chat about it.
Yeah. Regardless of the fact that this is said in a very abrupt and quite brutal way, that doesn't detract from the fact that there are real nuggets of truth here that we should absolutely be listening to, which
Yeah.
is you have done so much with this person. You have made so much compromise. You have made so many moves, and to not get that back just isn't objectively fair.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. Love makes things complicated though.
What do they say? When someone shows you who they are,
You listen. Yeah.
It's hard though, because every one of these tools that I pull out to help myself and to get through life does have a counter tool, because the counter tool to that is, well, sometimes people take time to grow.
Yeah, but we also don't need to put up with that.
Absolutely. You do not owe anybody the accommodation of growth.
People can grow, but I don't think people fundamentally change. So it depends on which element is needed. Does he need to change, in which case not going to happen, or does he need some self-growth to be the best version of himself he can be, in which case might happen if he's willing to put the work in.
One of the biggest things as well in relation to that, that's a good test for me as to whether this is going to work or not, is does he want to grow?
Yeah.
Does he want this aspect to change? We had similar conversations about things like anxiety, right? In the very earlier years of our relationship, I was someone who always said I wanted to travel, I wanted to say yes to opportunities, I wanted to grip life by the handlebars, right?
So we're going to say by the balls.
By the balls, by the horns, by all the phallic shaped things.
Oh, right.
And I found it really tricky when you were less progressed with your anxiety management, feel hindered and unable to do things. And we had that serious conversation when we sat down and was just like, okay, is this something that you want to do?
Yeah.
And that you feel that you can't do? Or is it that you don't want to do it? Because I don't want to change you.
Yeah.
But if you're telling me that you want that, I'm going to help support you as you go through that process.
Yeah, and that's the difference between change and growth.
Right. Oh my gosh, that was a big epiphany moment for me.
What's an epiphany?
Great, yeah.
Well, that was for me anyway. It wasn't that I fundamentally didn't want to do things. It was that I was dealing with anxiety.
You're a teen.
That was holding me back from feeling like I could, but I can work and grow in terms of anxiety.
And
I
now
have.
look at you, Mr. Eating prawns out the shell and going on tours
Book
across
tour.
the whole of the States.
Yeah, we've travelled. We do spontaneous things.
We do.
Maybe not as much as you would if I weren't in the picture.
And
but
that's where compromise comes
Compromise,
in. And that's
yeah.
okay. I wish you
cabbage.
the best of luck, Oh Peach, with your situation. Regardless of whether you choose to stay in this relationship or not, you
Yeah.
absolutely deserve great love, and it is out there for you, whether it's with this partner or another.
Knowing that you deserve the best is one thing, and also knowing that you have free will in this situation. You do have the choice to stay and you have the choice to leave. Because I think sometimes people can feel really stuck.
Absolutely. Hugs.
Big fuzzy hugs.
To you and to anyone who might feel in a similar situation, because sadly, I think this is a far more common issue that people deal with than we realise.
Yeah.
Oh, drama. Woo! What?
That was a lot.
Yeah, what a cool episode to
I
bring in the
feel
new year.
That was very varied for a...
Right?
Yeah. Are we setting ourselves up for a varied 2026?
Whoa.
Full of twists and turns?
For a full spanning, well-meaning, doing what's right for you, being fully informed with the presence of kitties.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that for 2026.
Me too.
If you enjoyed this episode, my loves, please do give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube. Give it a little rating if you're watching this on a podcast platform.
Don't know what that was. It really does help us out.
Don't forget that Cheeks is also there for you. The details are downstairs in the description box if you want to check it out.
Absolutely.
For now, be kind.
Much love.
And have a great day. Bye.
Bye.